Anything you'd like to say before we get started, Kaz?
Nope. Good.
Then let's get right to it.
Right to it.
Drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe, share with your fans, friends, hop on the live stream. We are live, and let's get into it. Liverpool are now 9 points clear at the top of the league. They took Man City apart, and this is after taking Real Madrid apart in the midweek. I think they have had one loss, a few draws, maybe. Check. But hey, the real question that's on everybody's minds right now is, will Liverpool run away with the lead? Or will Chelsea and Arsenal and Man City give them a tough time?
I mean, they're starting to run away with it a little bit, but I think it's too early. It's not even the new year yet, so it's too early to make the call if they'll run away with the league or not. Because as you know, this league is tough. You lose 2 games, yeah, you find yourself you could find yourself going in a downward spiral, kind of like Man City is. So I can't say that they're gonna run away with it just like that. Yeah, that's my take. They're still the teams below them still have a chance. They have an opportunity. It's not a foregone conclusion.
I agree 100%. Greater leads have been lost. At 10 points, people lose from 12 points. A lot of those comebacks were the Man U teams in their glory days. You know, I had a Man City one, I had a Liverpool comeback, I had a couple Arsenal comebacks. So we're only in December, and we just started December. You know, anything can happen. We still have a little over half the season left. And while I will say their record it's amazing. 11 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. Who did they even draw against? Draw was against Arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's only 3 games. They have a 3-game league, you know. Once a win turns into a draw, or a draw turns into a loss, and if the other teams pick up their form, literally anything can happen.
Yep.
And this same team has bottled a 9-point lead, or was it 10 in the seasons before? So I'll say they're clearly the favorites. Like that's not even a question. It's just, will they see it through? I can't just give it to anybody. They have to. It's a week by week thing. Now, if they still have this 9-point lead in like March or April, okay, then it's time to be like, oh. But even then, it's not over till it's over. Wow, they have, it's theirs to lose, but it's like there's teams around them that can beat them. You know, like if they turn up, Chelsea can turn up at. I mean, what was it? Crystal Palace or Nottingham Forest did. You know, anything can happen. But another team goes on a run, they start losing. But yeah, props to Liverpool. I would honestly like, because I don't think my own team is good enough to win the league. So out of all the other teams around us, I'd have to root for Liverpool out of anybody. Not that I'm rooting for them. I would love to see my own team win, but if I had to choose, it's Liverpool. But yeah, their toughest, or at least the team that's won 6 Premier Leagues, 4 in a row, Man City, are in abysmal, terrible form. I don't think this was it their 6th loss in a row in the league. No, it was their 4th loss in a row in the league.
I think six in general. Six
Yeah,
overall.
or six.
Like
Six
they haven't won
wins.
they haven't won
Yeah,
their last 6 games in all competitions.
yeah, which is insane. Like, I never thought I'd live to see this day, but I really love it. It's like, as somebody who's been their biggest hater for year, all 3 years of this podcast. Even me, I'm kind of shocked. I'm like, what's wrong with y'all? Like, like Rodri, really? That's all it took. And also, even like the things I predicted, like Haaland slowing down, De Bruyne getting old, Foden being phony. Like, seeing it actually happen is like, I was right. I was like, what? What? Like,
Well,
and even,
if Roger wasn't injured, it would be a different case. But
oh
let's
hell
not
yeah,
get into that.
hell yeah, it'll be like, it's insane how much influence one player can have over a team as good as them. But it's like, he's their focal point. He is the center, the heart and soul of that team. And
I mean, I've always said the midfield is key to winning championships. So
like, you
yeah,
can't control the midfield, you can't defend, and the way they play, if you can't hold the ball, you can't control the game. And that's really how they defend, by holding the ball and having majority. If you don't have that, if you don't have someone who recycle possession to, set up the first and second and third pass, teams are going to run by you, especially when they know exactly where your weakness is, and they know you don't have the personnel to stop them. If they press your weakness, they come in there with no fear. Nobody is scared of Man City anymore. Feyenoord came back from 3-0 down. They didn't give up. Normally, you watch a Man City game 3-0 up in the Champions League against, forgive me, Netherlands Farmers. You're like, yeah, change channel, next game. But this time, I was like, you know what? These guys are kind of suspect. Let me see where this goes. So, I think they do have a couple. I hate to say it, I always catch myself saying easy games. They have a couple winnable, very winnable games coming up. I did not think that Liverpool game was a winnable game for them, but
nobody
they
did.
they have Southampton next, and South. Wait, no. They have Nottingham Forest. It is not a easy. There's nothing. Nothing is easy. It ain't easy. Yeah, they might be in for a stretch of bad form, but it's like, hey, every team goes through it. Every
But
team
then they
goes.
could beat Nottingham Forest 3-0, and we'll be like, ah, there they go again.
Yeah, they could be back. Like, they could bounce back real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Dip into the academy. Put Phony Phil on the bench, or send him back to the
Phil
academy.
on the bench, Salvini on the right, Doku on the left. Bring in Mateos Nunes to help out the midfield. Like you need some power and some strength in there.
Mhm.
Mateos Nunes and Rico Lewis in there. Gundogan, I'm sorry, bro. Just on the bench for you, buddy.
They should have left it.
Yeah.
I mean, they should. They saved him from Barcelona. He came back. I don't think that was such a good idea. Now, I mean, you can only pull off that miracle stretch of form when everybody else is
He's too
firing
old, man.
around you.
He can't move like he once could.
Yeah,
And it's like it's killing the other parts of his game.
yeah. It's like, that's like, it's so funny to see like such a well-oiled machine fall apart. You know, like your main key ring fell out, and then the other pieces are showing rust, and
And they thought they
it's
could
not clicking.
replace Roger with Kovacic. Uh,
Uh, we tried to warn them,
we
man.
tried.
We
Little
tried
did they know.
to, man. We tried. Like, we're selling him to you for a reason. Like, they thought they were signing Conte from us. Like, I don't know. I don't know why these like, our top teams, or the top teams in the league, think that Chelsea is gonna give them their best players. No, we're giving you the ones that we don't want anymore. So it's like, a certain Man City fan is fear mongering. I gotta stop. Look, if you're watching Marcus, you gotta find some better topics, man. Like you really do because you are your own team's biggest hater. It is Zach. Is it officially the end of an era?
Of what era?
Man City, as they
Well,
dropped the fifth.
no, they could still win the Premier League.
Yeah. Okay.
So you
Um.
can't say it's the end of an era. It's just rough tides right now. Very rough tides. But
Yeah.
end of an era? Nah.
And despite all those losses, they're still only 2 points behind Arsenal and Chelsea. Like it, they've lost 4 games in a row, but it's like they're still only 2 points behind Arsenal and Chelsea. Like it's not like I another question. Like, do you think they're gonna drop out of the top four this year, or do you think they're gonna go get them again next year?
They'll make top four, at least.
Easy, easily. I don't think I think it'll be tough for them to get back into form, but they will. They will. Like I know there's no way Pep is sitting there just thinking, "Oh my God, I'm screwed." No, he's analyzing and over
Exactly.
analyzing, and his scouts are working overtime, and the sheiks are getting their purses ready. He's gonna hurt himself. He has already hurt himself. You know, you know, he might have a few too many after certain games. He might sleep at the training ground and pass out during training because he's tired. But he will get
Smash
it
it all
together.
into the locker room.
Yeah, he might lose his voice. I would say he'd lose his hair, but maybe he'll lose his beard this time. But he'll get them right, especially like he's not going anywhere. If his contract was expiring at the end of the season and
I mean,
and
they,
they
they, they did
still
give him another 2 years, so
yeah, one
not
year
like
with an
under
option. So
pressure or
like
anything.
if they didn't renew him and they were like, oh, I was hearing news, we're scouting for his replacement. Okay, I maybe be worried that's the end of the era, but he's not going anywhere. He's here for at least 2 more years, and while they might not win the league this year or do anything spectacular like they're used to, uh, they're still a very good team under all of that. And January transfer window is right around the corner. Like I don't. I love to see it. I hope it continues much longer. I hope, they just another top four team. I don't want to see them in the title race. I want them to stay humble. Stay humble, eh? Stay a little humble, work your way back up, and hopefully by the time they get back to their best selves, like my team is ready to compete with them. And yeah, because Man City are the best. At their best, it's just a force of nature. They'll figure it out. I think they actually need a rebuild because they got a lot of aging players on that team. De Bruyne, Walker, Stones, all in their approaching mid 30s. Gundogan, Ruben Diaz, I think is also in his 30s. Like uh, Nathan Aki is not a kid anymore. He's like a little bit past his prime, maybe 28. Pep, it's time to rebuild. Time to get the young boys in, get the next Phil Foden clone from the academy. I know your academy is good. Like you produce a lot of good players. So I've learned my lesson doubting them in the past. So it's like I have no doubt that they'll be right back. In a couple months, few months, they'll be at least be good at what they do again. They just need a couple tweaks here and there. But yeah. Anything you'd like to add on City and Pep?
Nope.
That's it. Okay, so in the second and third positions in the Premier League, we have two London clubs on identical form. 13 played, 7 won, 4 draws, 2 losses, 26 goals scored, 14 goals conceded, goal difference of 12 and 25 points. And they also had a stalemate at the Emirates, right? Was it at the Emirates? Was it the Emirates that we drew? No, it was at the bridge, but either way, a stalemate at the bridge. Are Arsenal and Chelsea title challengers at this point?
I mean, if they're not, who is? Besides Liverpool, you know?
Yeah,
So, yeah.
they kind of have to be.
Question.
It's like if Man City are still in it, even though they're 9 points behind. Wait, that's not 9. Can I math? That's 11 points behind. Oof, yeah. No title for Man City this year. I'll go ahead and say that. But who else would it be? Like, there's only, and I think they really are in the hunts because I believe on their good day, not even like their best day, they can beat Liverpool. And I think we've each played Liverpool once. I think we lost our game. They drew theirs. So it's like there's a return leg, Take a punch, you dodge. Like anybody can lose any game. Even Liverpool with their home form, it's not guaranteed that they win. It was never guaranteed for anybody. So especially seeing as 9 points is nothing in the Premier League, especially in December. So yeah, definitely in the title race. I'm just really scared to say my team are in the title race because it's like, what if we're just better than we thought we were? Or maybe Arsenal aren't as good. Well, we know that Arsenal just aren't as good as we thought or they thought they were. Maybe Liverpool just have just in good form for now. And there's no Man City to mess it up by having a crazy league and crazy form. So it's like, this might be one of the most open or interesting races to see. Because if Liverpool start dropping points and teams start beating each other, Man U, and let's just switch into Man U. If Man U keep winning like they did against Everton, which I would like to say, beating Everton on
It's not
paper.
a flex, to be honest.
Well, wait, hear me out.
Take.
Beating Everton on paper might not be a flex, but it is for this Manchester United team. Because usually it will be much, much tougher than what they did to them on Saturday, Sunday.
I mean, if you see the teams that have beat Everton, you
Yeah, but
it's not a flex. Trust me, it's not a flex. If you see the ways Everton has blown leads, 2-0 leads, it's not a flex. I'm telling you.
I'm telling you, it is for Man U because these are the teams they're supposed to beat.
I guess, yeah.
They squeak by.
But in general, it shouldn't be a flex for Man U.
Oh hell no! This isn't the level they aspire to. They aspire to be better, but this win, 4-0 win, it's like, oh, this is what they expect from themselves and the fans expect from them. Like, under 10 Hag, they're not winning this game 4-0.
Are they winning the game next week? Even if it wasn't against Arsenal. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, like even if it wasn't against Arsenal, are you confident? Oh, they're gonna. No.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying even this version of Man U beating Everton is great, but that is not even a flex. That's like a minimum, a bare minimum bar. It's like, okay, now what?
But they did beat them. They didn't just Bruno Fernandes penalty win.
It's Everton, man. They've lost the craziest games this season. They gave up 2 goals to Bournemouth in stoppage time to lose.
Well, if you're Man United, you're flexing with this because you're happy.
Yeah, they did what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, you're happy with the performance and the points, and it's something you can build off of. Now, granted,
it's not something.
They're not going to build.
That's the one thing I'll say. You don't build off of beating a team like Everton.
Oh yes, you do. You build off of every win. You
No,
build
I
off
mean
of every win.
a team like Everton.
Oh, I don't.
It's going to be the next win that you build off of. Is what I'm trying to say.
But still, it's like every win does count. It's like it adds to it to
Of
good
course,
form.
of course, but I don't think your confidence is that high beating Everton. It's just my take.
Um,
I don't think they're looking at it like, oh my God, let's go and run off 7 wins in a row. No,
they
they're
should
like, all right, let's.
they should go off of pure delusion because that's the only way they're gonna beat Arsenal. They need to be delusional and believe that they're the better team. It's just they won 2 in a row. You know, Europa League against teams they're supposed to be. You know, but this is after drawing against Ipswich. You know, so it could have been worse. It could have been much worse. So for them, I think they'll at least know that they know how to play decent against a bad team, and maybe this will just try to sort of check their level. This would be like a reality check for them. This Arsenal,
Exactly.
and you
But
know,
we'll see. We'll see.
you never know in the Premier League. You know, like I think Arsenal is one of those teams where you kind of know what to expect, but Man U, you just don't. You just can't, especially with this new manager, Amorim. Like I just don't know what to expect from them. But they they're they're on a new manager bounce, even though it didn't start well. I don't think they're gonna do all that well. I think they're gonna do much better than they did under Ten Hag, but how much more better will it be? Like top six?
I don't think it'll be that much better. It hasn't looked clean like that. Even the game they won in midweek Europa League, it was by no means a clean
Oh
game.
yeah.
That was a
That was a
dogfight.
back and forth. That was
Yeah, it should not have been, but it was. So
yeah.
we'll see.
We'll see. I just like for their sake, they'll probably hope that they see overall improvements. This is like
Like
a
they were winning games outright under Rudd. Like the way they played, the way they looked, they were dominating games. My take, but we'll
yeah,
see.
they're gonna need some time to learn that new 3-4-3. I don't think I've ever seen a Man United team play 3-4-3 ever.
Van Gaal, how did that look like?
Like oh
It
man,
wasn't good. It wasn't pretty.
that was a terrible team.
It was not pretty.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Di Maria, Falcao, Memphis Depay. It's not pretty.
Another team that seems to be in free fall or is just as inconsistent as and frustrating. Tottenham Hotspurs. After beating Man U,
Robinhood FC.
yep, take points from the rich to give to the poor. Man, I'm so tired of it. Every week. It's the same thing with Spurs. Same thing. Marcus says, "How can a club continue to evade success like a bad father evades child support?"
And that's the thing. Like
they
they have countless opportunities and they just bottle it.
they're chasing success, but success is running away. Success is way too fast. And even when they manage to get some success, they just lose it. Like
Yeah.
next
That's the
like
thing.
like
Like
not even
they could beat Barcelona yesterday and then lose to Ipswich Town tomorrow.
like they have no continuity at all. Like at all. Talking about a team that can't have good form. That's Spurs. Just
Roller coaster ride. All aboard the roller coaster.
being a Spurs
Spurs
fan
train.
just cannot be good for your health, man. It,
Definitely not.
it just can't be
Definitely
healthy
not. I
because like
know probably one Spurs fan, and yeah,
Yeah,
Not
because
good.
like even when our team was bad or terrible, and this is not a long time ago, we were just consistently bad. There wasn't
No,
no,
we showed signs that like
well,
we
we
are,
weren't
we
showing things.
identified where the issues are, and we at least try to solve them. With our billions and billions that we invest in. Has Spurs ever invested $500 million on their team?
No, and they
So
probably never will as long as Levy owns them.
exactly. So they take
It's
two
just so
steps. They
crazy
take two
because
steps forward, 3 steps back, 4 steps forward, 5 steps back.
they just don't have that dog in them at all. Like it's like they only play good against good teams. Like everywhere else is just I don't understand it.
They play down to the competition,
Or they play
and
down to
not just that. That most
or they
teams
play
aren't afraid
short
of
for
them,
good teams.
and most teams that aren't afraid of them. You know,
Yeah. I think
because
it's
they got that high
just the big
line.
teams. It's the big teams that give them a little bit of respect. But all
It's
these
not even
other
that the
teams,
big teams
who
give them
care?
respect. It's just that their high line gives them more of an edge against the big teams because the big teams are going to possess more. But against a little team, the little teams take advantage of that high line because the little
Every
teams
time
don't will let them possess the ball and not create one
they just
chance
stick
and then
them.
just counterattack on them.
Yeah, they will switch up their gameplay, their game plan just to beat Spurs. Like instead of just we're gonna play our football.
I mean, don't get me wrong. That's how like most teams play against most top 5, top 6 teams. They're just not able to like play on that same level all game. But Spurs are able to play on that same level with the top teams. So, like, if you don't take advantage of a high line, that's where they get you. But the little teams, they understand that they just have to let them pass the ball around the box, and then just counterattack.
Are
And you're gonna have
Spurs
good
just
opportunities with that high line.
are Spurs just pretending to be a big team? Is that what it is? Do they just think they're better than they are?
I
And
mean,
it's
they're
like
seventh, so they're not pretending.
they
That's who they
probably
are.
they
That's
probably feel they
literally who they are right there. So they're not. I don't think they're pretending. That they're telling you who they are.
they're right exactly where everybody expects of them. So oh man.
Pretty much.
We ran through the topics this week. You have anything extra you'd like to talk about? Any shout outs? Any fraud nominations? Anything from other leagues?
I'm from here. No shout outs here needed.
The only thing I just like I, no, I already talked about phony. No.
Yeah,
But
he needs everything to be perfect in the team. He needs the defenders there. He needs Roger to be playing. He needs all the other people to be there. He needs De Bruyne to be healthy. He needs Bernardo Silva to be at his top of his game. He needs Kyle Walker to stop messing up so much. He needs Pep to figure out the two center backs. What else does he need? Oh yeah, he needs the fans to show up on time. He doesn't need them to be late. He needs to get paid on time. He cannot receive his paycheck 1 second late. And he probably needs some suntan lotion, seeing as where he was earlier this month, hanging out with a certain celebrity female artist. But yeah, he needs all of those things to like get his form back.
oh man, another player that's gone ghost is De Bruyne though. Even though
He's
he's
injury prone, man. He's
injury
his
issues,
age. Like I say, once you go old, what happened to Kobe?
not
What
the
happened to
same.
Hazard?
I mean, De Bruyne gave like a solid decade of Premier League greatness. So
Exactly.
he's allowed.
Exactly.
He's allowed to have injury issues at this age. Like, bro,
Yeah,
just
he's
go
just bro.
somewhere
He's
warm.
played a lot of soccer, man. He's
Yeah.
injury prone. Like Yeah,
Yeah, but the
what?
body
He's
can only
30.
take so much.
He's 32, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
Man is 33.
33. Yeah, and the way he plays, he plays very physically. So yeah,
You can even see the frustration too when he plays for Belgium. He's like, damn.
yeah. He doesn't like
Because
yeah like if because of his injuries, he hasn't been able to like get a good run of form out there. So it's like every time he's out there, he's trying to get his form back.
and if
You
he
know?
does do put in, it's like he puts a lot of effort into making the those single passes that used to be so effortless. And it's like when it doesn't come off because the other players aren't switched on, it like adds to the frustration. It's like a bad downward spiral of injuries and form and other people not giving him this.
Belgium team is just bad luck, bro. It's just had bad luck like forever. They don't like each other. Courtois and Dubrana won't talk to each other. It's just a bad luck team, bro. It's just let's just bring on the next generation.
Whoever called them the golden generation, like set
They
them.
were, but they're just riddled with bad luck. There's like a black cat running around that organization.
They must have buried some cats under the national stadium pitch because they ain't no way, man. Yeah. Oh, Barcelona lost three in a row. What's going on there?
Yeah, I told you this was coming. When you can't keep playing 17-year-olds and not expect to be penalized for it. So that's just what the bad patch they're going through. I'm sure they'll figure it out. I'm sure they'll figure it out.
Good. Yeah, dropping points. That early lead is gone. Oof. Yeah, Barcelona. It's tough. Tough
Yeah.
playing with kids. I'm pretty sure Conte has. He won another 1-0 game in Serie A.
Oh my God, Antonio Conte is taking that league by storm. Scott McTominay looks like a superstar.
Wow.
Billy Gilmore. I mean, we knew he was a player, but my God, he's finally getting
Can do it
like
anywhere. Look, like he
getting what
went to
he
Brighton, he did
deserves.
it. He went to Napoli, he's doing it. He's like the perfect underrated utility player that you don't look at him, you don't even think he can ball. Like, who's this kid? And then he just starts balling. Like, oh, that's Billy G.
Yeah, and he's a starter, and Scott McTominay is a starter. That's I just don't believe how that midfield, but it works, man. It works so well for what they want to do. They
Conte.
actually play possession, like they actually play high possession football. Marcus, yes, this is talking one.
They said Conte can't play attacking football. Okay,
Yep,
what?
that's literally what they do. They play high possession, high attacking, and they defend really well too, while playing this high possession, high attacking football. So same man, and of course they have Kvaradona.
Of course. Yep. Still a baller. Who never stopped being a baller.
And
What am I?
Lukaku is balling.
Yeah, Lukaku is
He's
giving
back to his
Barcelona
himself.
them assists.
He's back to the celebrations.
I don't know why is he stealing Rashford's celebration? You see Rashford did the celebrate, he brought it back.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Rashford is gonna post Lukaku doing the celebration. Like, sure, bro. Relax, man. Uh, and all right, well, I guess it's since we did so well with time on this episode, looking ahead, what do we have coming up? Midweek, we have Premier League midweek. Ipswich, Palace, Leicester, West Ham. Rude, Van Nistelrooy is having his first game as a Leicester manager
He
against.
already had his first game.
No,
Very well.
he wasn't. He didn't play. He didn't coach that game.
Oh, he didn't coach that
He
game?
didn't coach it. The one they lost against.
Did not look good.
They lose 3-0. What did they lose?
It's a bad loss.
Yeah, and like it got me too because I thought he was like coaching. So I think I put money on a draw for them. Who they play? Against Brentford. Nah, they lost 4-1. Because yeah, he's taken over. His first game is the next game. I don't know why, but I guess it just didn't happen in time. What else is on the menu this week? We've already spoken about City, Forests, Eddie Howe's Newcastle. Bruh. I feel like Newcastle fans don't hate him as much as they should because the inconsistency
They
now.
don't.
I'm
They
just
don't.
starting to notice it. I'm just like, yo, you guys are just frustrated. Like, it must be hell supporting you.
But they're still bamboozled by what he's been able to do.
Yeah, I mean, for them, it's good enough, I guess. It's just like you pour that much into a team, you expect more. You really do, or at least you should.
I expect way more.
Yeah. Well, anyways, before I don't know if we're gonna do one of these in midweek, but if we don't, on the weekend, apart from obviously there's the midweek we play Southampton, then there's the Man U Arsenal game. On the weekend we go to Spurs. I love those games. So it's a 3-point lane, even though it's a Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much it for as far as big games go. No Champions League this week, just more Premier League. I don't know if you saw the FA Cup draw, but Arsenal also drew Man U in the FA Cup, and then everybody else got lower opposition draws. But yeah, looking forward to those. If you've been here for this long, thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.
Thank you all.
This was a shorter one because we didn't have that much to talk about, but we will be back. We will be pushing them out. Drop a like, drop a
comment, subscribe, share.
Share. Watch the
It's
episode.
down there. The button is down right. Should be right there. I think so. Yeah.
And if you watch it once, you can always watch it twice. Put the playlist on repeat. Thank you.
Thank you.